Greetings, viewer. Welcome once again to Real Talk Show hosted by yours truly, Dr. Violet Mbiti. And today, I'm privileged to have on board a guest from Zambia, which is one of the South African countries, Madam Irene Mafuleka, who's going to share with us about the subject of mental health. So let me welcome to the studio, Madam Irene. Hi, Irene.
Hi, Dr. Violet. How are you?
I'm well, I'm well. Kindly introduce yourself to the viewer so that they can get to learn more about you.
Excellent. So my name, as you have rightfully introduced me, is Irene Mafuleka, and I am Executive Director for Linga Business and Logistics Consultants here in Zambia, but also operating in Malawi under Fortress Business and Logistics.
Wow, awesome. So I'd like you to share
Yeah.
about mental health. So why is mental health important?
Okay. So just to broadly introduce myself as Linga. So under Linga, we have different services that we provide, and uh, some of them being leadership mentoring, records management, mental health, our exciting team building events, talent optimization, as well as logistics, which we do training and we offer international market intelligence as well as international sales negotiations. Mental health being one of the services that we provide as Linga. So what we do under mental health is we actually offer corporate wellness programs. That is just to mention a few, but we do offer various mental health programs, but our core being the corporate wellness program. And why the corporate wellness program is that as Linka, we realize that every company, every institution that employs, whether it's private sector, whether it's government sector, should have a wellness program. Because today the corporate world is so demanding and is so consuming of us. The deadlines, the work, the pressure, everything. It is absolutely very consuming. That we realize that every institution needs to have a corporate wellness program. That is why we introduced the wellness program. Not only we work with corporate programs, but not only paying attention to mental health, but also providing other services that will reduce the mental health impact of employees in companies. So our ultimate as Linga is that we know that any company cannot be sustainable if its employees are physically or mentally not sound. If your employees are not mentally sound, that is the end of your business or your organization. And so our ultimate, as well as our wish for any company or institution, is that they should have a focus on their employees where wellness is concerned. And under those programs, under wellness program, like I mentioned earlier, that we also have programs that help to reduce that pressure at work. We also realize, that's the other thing why we introduced corporate wellness program, is that we realize that sometimes in organizations and in companies, that talent is not well optimized. What that means is that employees are not best placed in departments or in positions. Not that they're incompetent, but because they cannot perform because they have wrongly been placed. And so as Linga, we try to also provide talent optimization training that is under our predictive index. In that way, we have the right people in the right positions to be able to offer the right performance, because if you're not performing right, that is a pressure given to your management. And if your management is under pressure, they create a toxic environment, which then affects the rest of the employees or companies where well-being and wellness is concerned. So that is why we also offer certain programs that cushion that mental health and wellness for employees. So we also offer talent optimization under in predictive index. Under our wellness program, corporate wellness programs as well, is that ages ago, companies were pro-management. Everything was management and management, but times have changed. Right now, it's not always about corporate. Now it is about leadership. The succession plan of this industry, what will happen? And that is why we always ensure that a sound company and a sound employees, when they are well placed in the industries, have less stress, have less pressure, perform well, and it's just a happy institution. Therefore, we also saw the importance of offering the leadership pipeline, that it also helps and cushions the mental health program, hence bringing all these programs that actually cushion mental health in institutions. We don't end there at corporate at corporate wellness programs in institutions. We go as far as one-on-one programs as well, which is often overlooked, which is, I think, the most important counseling. So we offer one-on-one professional counseling programs right at corporate level or individual level. So right in the corporate institutions, whether people want an one-on-one session, whether it's individuals, whether they cannot cope with the work, with management, whether they're going through harassment, all of that we face in the corporate world, we offer that one-on-one. We offer that safe space where everybody can come and speak to and be able to open up. So we have a team of professional counselors under Linga that actually do these counseling sessions. The counseling sessions are highly confidential. They are between the counselor themselves and the person seeking help. We highly recommend these one-on-one sessions because, there's a high increase in suicide, whether it's here in Zambia, whether it is in Malawi or Kenya, Africa at large, Europe, the whole world at large. And it's simple because we tend to bottle up. There's this stigma around mental health that it is a sickness, it is a weakness. And so people tend to take a back seat when they have problems, when they are going through emotions, when they're going through problems. That is why the end result is just a suicide. And yet it would have just been as easy as speaking to someone. Just that simple one-on-one connection, putting it all out, emptying your bottle, you'd have saved a life, you'd have saved your life. And seeking help is often thought of as a weakness, but what we tend to forget is seeking help is not a sign of weakness. It is strength. That is what we grew up. We grew up being told by our parents that asking for help is a sign of strength. But we live in a society that has seen that seeking help is a weakness. So we highly recommend the one-on-one sessions, because we are all affected in our day-to-day routines, in our lives, in our homes, in our workplaces, in our churches, in just our community. And so we must realize that mental health, it is really how we think, how we feel, and how we behave. And that can happen to all of us. It is normal. There's nothing good that comes out of bottling things up. Anything that bottles up breaks, bursts, and it's never anything good that comes out. So this is why we have a rise in suicide. So seeking professional counseling help is knowing how the professionals themselves help us how to handle those feelings, how to handle those thoughts, how to handle that behavior, to combat that. It is just sitting down and speaking to someone and be able to get that help and professional help.
Wow. Remarkable. So I have a question. At what point should an employee notice that their mental health is being affected so that they can seek help?
Okay, so like I said, for a start, we must all realize that we are prone to mental health because we have all experienced loss. We have all lost at a time. We have all lost our loved ones. That can have an impact on our emotion, on how we feel. Depression. There's a lot of work, anxiety when you're feeling anxious about certain things that are not normal, but you're just feeling this sudden feeling of anxiety or depression. Work pressure, financial problems. Financial pressure is also a problem. Abuse. All of those things require support mentally and physically and emotionally. I will give an example of all the pandemics that have gone through. We have people in the public sector that have buried people in mass graves. We have nurses that have seen people die. We have people in uniform that go to war. All of that, if every institution, hence going back, that every institution needs a mental health awareness in their workplaces, because somehow, some way, we are all going through something that needs help. So it is easy, poor sleep. You usually enjoy your sleep, but from nowhere you're losing your sleep. Just not enjoying what you love anymore. And I remember just having a discussion with you the other day is, it is always a concern when you see somebody always putting their display picture and all of a sudden it is gone. So those are concerns that we should always look out. Anything easy, anything we shouldn't, mental health, seeking help is not always something big. actually most of the times it starts with something small and then it builds up. It builds up. So what are the signs? Firstly, the signs are what we have gone through, what we have experienced, what we're experiencing, or what we have experienced in the past. Those are the things that if we have not spoken about, if we have not sought attention, if we have not sought help, now go into mental health issues, now go into depression and anxiety. But the most important thing is knowing what we're going through and be able to talk about them as and when they happen instantly and avoiding to bottle up things.
Wow. So viewer, you've heard that it's good to share, to talk about the challenges you are facing, because failure to do that, when you bottle everything inside, it might one day maybe burst, and you never know what will happen. So it is good when if you see those signs that have been shared by Irene, you can go and seek help. And I wanted to also follow up and ask, do many organizations have a mental health unit where employees can speak to counselors, or it is a new thing in the market?
So, because of the myth that mental health is does not exist, or mental health is a weakness, or mental health is a problem, it is an absolute new thing in most of the corporates. This is when because I think for me, mostly unfortunate circumstances of suicide, a lot of corporates and individuals and parents know and realize that mental health actually exists. Mental health is there. People need support. So it is entirely new thing, and I must say that I'm very impressed with a lot of corporates that are introducing mental health programs in their institutions and want the best for their employees and want the wellness of their employees. Because remember, especially for corporates, as long as you do not have a sound mind, there's no way you can perform. And if you cannot perform, that is your company cannot perform either. So hence a lot of corporates are now coming on board introducing all of this, and we keep encouraging them to have this corporate to have this corporate wellness programs. But also we encourage them that we, like I mentioned earlier, that we also have a very exciting Linga team bonding events, is that you don't know, just getting outside of the corporate world to just go and in familiar place to play, to chat, anything outside your corporate world, that also helps. You don't know how much that helps as corporate or as people, the healing. So it's very important to introduce all of these programs that actually help to avoid situations of mental health sickness. So yes, to answer your question, it is very new, and I'm very excited to say that we have noticed as Linga that a lot of corporates are actually coming on board, and we are excited to working with people, and we have a number of companies that are interested and wanting to come on board, and their interest is not only in mental health, but you have things like employees want to speak to someone about harassment. Employees want to speak about something about sexual harassment in the workplace, pressures from work, and just the work and family balance, that we're able to balance work and our family, and that takes a toll on the well-being. So we have a lot of corporates coming up and saying, even financial health that corporates are coming that we want you to help our our staff in terms of financial help. So mental health comes in different aspects. So those are some of the interests that we are getting from corporates whilst they are newly introducing the programs in their institutions.
Nice, nice, nice. So maybe there is an employer who's watching you from and they'd like your services. Kindly speak to that particular employer, and also share your contact information so that if they want to get in touch with you, they can get in touch with you. Thank you.
Okay. Firstly, I don't know if you can still see me, Dr.
Yeah,
Violet?
I can see you.
Okay.
I can see you. I can see you.
Firstly, it is important. I think firstly, it is important for every individual to know that it is okay not to be okay. It is okay. It is normal not to be okay. As a matter of fact, if we were all just okay, then just know that something is completely wrong. So it is very important to realize that it is okay not to be okay. And it is okay to seek for help, for professional help, to speak to someone. It is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength. It has never been a sign of weakness, and it shall never be a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength, it is a sign of love, it is a sign of resilience to you, to yourself, to your family, and to just people around you. So I urge it anyone to always reach out and communicate and get in touch with us. We are available on we have a website that is very easily accessible on the internet. If you just go to Linga Business and Logistics Consultants, www.lingaconsulting.com, you will find us, and you will find all our programs that we offer, our mental health programs, our team building events, and all other programs that we offer as Linga, but that work hand in hand with our corporate wellness programs. That is what I would say to any individual. But I would also urge, especially men, because the world requires so much from men. The pressure is more on men, and men tend to keep quiet and bottle up so much. I urge all the men to come out, to reach out to us for counseling, reach out to us for an one-on-one, where we can just sit down and chat, and basically chat, just pour out. And what you do after that is feel that heavy burden lifted off your shoulders. So I urge especially men to come out, to approach, to find this counseling, one-on-one counseling for their better good.
All right, all right. So I want to say thank you, Madam Irene, for joining us today and sharing more about mental health, why even corporate wellness is needed with regard to mental health at the workplace, and also speaking to men to open up even to counselors so that they can be able to share the issues that they are. Thanks also for sharing your information so that they can get in touch. So viewer, you've had, you can visit the website so that you can get in touch with them, and you can get the support that your company, your NGO really needs to ensure that your employees are top performers. Because, you know, at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
that the employees, they are like the foundation of an organization. So they are the ones
Absolutely.
either who bring
Absolutely.
profit, or they can also uh, bring loss. And also the employees are the
Absolutely.
ones who can even help even your organization to win awards and to scale. But if you do not take care of your employees, that is a danger. And that is why mental health is needed, so that they can be able to open up about the challenges that they are facing. Because we know that there are certain jobs that are high pressure jobs. Someone is working like even 10 hours a day.
Absolutely.
When they go home, they also have pressure at home, and yet they're also supposed to deliver at the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
So Linga Consulting is there
Absolutely.
to help you, so that you can be your employees can perform better, and they can be able to utilize the talents that they have.
Absolutely. You have summarized it very well, Doc. It feels like we work together. You have summarized it very, very well. It is exactly that, nothing less, nothing more. Optimal performance means very good well-being. That is all we want for each one of us.
Excellent, excellent. So I'll have to let you go,
Yeah.
Madam Irene,
Mhm.
because we've come to the end of the show. We wish you well, even in your endeavors, and even as you continue offering corporate mental health awareness to different organizations here in Africa.
Thank you so much. I thank you so much for having me on your show, Dr. Violet Mbiti. And thank you to all your viewers. I'm so grateful for giving me the platform, not only me, but as Linga business and consultant, logistics consultants. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Cheers. Thank you.
All right. So viewer, we've come to the end of the show. See you next time, even as we host another amazing guest.